连老人家的钱都敢抢，简直就是人渣败类！
小兔崽子
！The first thing the rich boy, Ethan, did was toss his suit jacket into a trash can and choose to collect garbage instead of going to school.
你宁愿捡垃圾也不愿意学习。这条街的垃圾都被他捡光了，还是不肯回去学习。老天爷，谁来救救我的儿子？
As he began picking up cans, a thief suddenly sprinted past and snatched a wallet from an old woman. In the next second, a young girl, Lily, gave chase.
站住！跑啊！你怎么不跑啊？连老人家的钱都敢抢，简直就是人渣败类！
小兔崽子
！Ethan was stunned, and his mother couldn't believe her eyes. The thief was taken away, and Lily returned the money to her grandma. Only then did Mrs. Davis realized the money was for medical bills because the old woman was coughing badly. At the hospital, the doctor delivered devastating news. The grandmother needed a $200,000 surgery or she would only have 3 months to live.
你这病必须手术，否则活不过3个月。
医生，那你快给我外婆做手术吧。
手术费20万，你们有这么多钱吗？
什么？要20万？我不做了，回家啊！
外婆，你必须要做手术，你不做手术就活不过3个月了。琪琪会想办法的，琪琪自己去卖血，听说卖血可以花好多钱的。琪琪还可以去打工，去捡垃圾，只要能赚钱给外婆治病，琪琪干什么都可以。
What they didn't know was that a wealthy woman had been watching. She stepped forward and said she would pay for the surgery on one condition.
外婆的手术费啊，我来出。
无功不受禄，我们不能白拿你的钱。
其实我也有一件事情想请你们帮忙。我那个儿子呀，宁愿出去捡垃圾，都不愿意好好的学习。我看七七这么懂事，我想请七七到我们家去，给我管教管教我那个逆子。
The boy was determined to get rid of her. When she arrived at the mansion, he immediately set a series of traps hoping to scare her off. To his shock, she didn't fall for any of them. At dinner, he escalated his plan by standing on the table and throwing a tantrum, demanding all the food be remade. His mother watched, pleased with his behavior for the first time. Lily wasn't amused. She warned him that wasting food was a bad habit she would fix. In the next second, Lily grabbed a feather duster and chased him around the mansion. His mother tried to intervene, but the boy screamed that she didn't love him and that she was letting a stranger discipline him.
对不起了，儿子，你只要乖乖听话，不乱付粮食，七七他自然就放过你了。
妈，我吃还不行吗？
桌上洒掉的食物全部吃掉。
Later that night, while tutoring him, she discovered that although he was rebellious, he was incredibly smart. What she didn't know was that her patient teaching was slowly winning him over, and a surprising bond began to form between the two unlikely kids. Without a word, the wealthy mother tossed her son's perfect test papers aside when she learned Lily was leaving. After months of Lily's patient teaching, the rebellious boy had become a model student and even scored a perfect 100 on his practice exams. His mother was overjoyed and told Lily she had saved her son and could have anything she wanted. Lily only had one request. She wanted to visit her grandma at the hospital. Her wish was granted, and the mother also said the grandma's surgery had been a success. The boy insisted on going with her.
今天冯家人要来，圆圆专门来找女儿的。你要是走了，圆圆跟谁玩啊？
我不想跟冯圆玩，我要跟七七去医院。
你不能去，我外婆需要静养，你那么吵，我才不带你去。
The family friends, the Millers, arrived. At his father's suggestion, the two families decided to arrange a marriage between their children. Hearing this, the boy became furious. He declared he didn't want to marry their daughter and that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with his tutor and one day make her his wife. His words sent the other family's daughter, Olivia Miller, into tears. What the boy didn't know was that his mother was secretly pleased. As Lily prepared to leave for the summer, the boy collapsed in tears and begged his mother not to let her go. His mother comforted him and promised that when they grew up, he could go and find her. As the car pulled away, the boy chased after it, heartbroken, promising he would study hard, train hard, and one day come back for her. He watched his childhood love, Lily, kiss another man at her wedding, shattering a promise he'd held onto for 18 years. Just moments before, the billionaire CEO, Mr. Plius. Adams had returned after building a global empire. He told his assistant to cancel the welcome banquet his mother had arranged because he was only back for one person, his childhood sweetheart, Lily. He traveled directly to her old home in the remote village he hadn't visited in nearly 2 decades. When he arrived, he was shocked because the woman who opened the door wasn't the girl he remembered. Believing he was her handsome suitor, she flirted shamelessly, and the man recoiled in horror.
帅哥，你找谁啊？
你是七七？
什么七七啊？人家叫甜甜，你可以叫人家小甜甜。
不是七七，这不是宁七的家吗？
啊，你们找宁七啊？他外婆去世后他就搬走了，这房子呀，他卖给我了，帅哥。
那他现在住哪？
他外婆去世之前，让他回京城宁家，找他亲生父亲。
He rushed to the Nelson mansion, but as he walked through the doors, he saw a wedding in full swing. His heart sank as he watched the bride, his Lily, about to marry another man. He was too late. He had waited 18 years only to lose her. The crowd cheered for them to kiss, and as their lips met, his fists clenched in silent rage. His assistant thought it was over, and that his boss's long-lost love was gone forever. But in the next second, an elegant woman in a white dress walked down the stairs. Mr. Adams turned and his eyes widened in disbelief. This was the real Lily. The bride was her conniving stepsister, Sarah, who had stolen her identity and her fiancé. Then the real Lily stormed into the room and brought the whole ceremony to a halt. Her stepmother demanded to know why she was there, but Lily ignored her and faced her former fiancé. It was supposed to be her wedding and her fiancé, but the bride was her conniving stepsister. Her father called her a shameless country girl, but Lily fought back and insisted the marriage had been arranged for her as the true daughter of the Nelson family. Her stepsister sneered and called her a worthless orphan not even fit to carry her shoes. Even her fiancé, Alex, sided with the impostor and claimed he loved only the stepsister and her status. Her father then delivered the cruelest blow, saying a fortune teller had decided Lily's fate was a poor country life while her stepsister was destined for wealth and nobility. A servant arrived with a wedding gift from the powerful CEO, Mr. Adams. The stepsister eagerly grabbed it, not knowing it had come from the very man she had seen outside, the man in love with the real Lily. But Lily wasn't there to beg for a man who didn't want her. She declared he was beneath her and that she was breaking the engagement. She swept her arm and sent the champagne tower crashing to the floor. She looked up and saw Mr. Adams standing in the doorway. Heartbroken, he turned and walked away, believing she had forgotten him. Lily ran after his car, screaming his name, but he drove off, convinced she no longer remembered their promise. In the car, he wept, thinking all his work to be worthy of her had been for nothing. Back at his family villa, his grandfather was furious that Mr. Adams remained obsessed with a country girl and demanded he marry Jessica, who had loved him for years. Mr. Adams refused and vowed to stay single if he couldn't have Lily. His defiance triggered his grandfather's heart attack. The family doctor stabilized him, but warned it was a chronic condition. Determined to save his grandfather, Mr. Adams remembered a legendary miracle doctor who had once helped him and ordered his assistant to find her no matter the cost.
我想有一个人一定可以治好爷爷。
是谁啊？
神医无双。我在国外的时候，他曾经救过我，我也一直派人在找他。不过此人行踪隐秘，最近我得到消息，他人就在国内。
那怎么样才能把他请回来跟你爷爷看病啊？
我一定会找到他，请他给爷爷治病。
The assistant then brought shocking news. The man Lily was supposed to marry, Alex, worked for their company. Mr. Adams summoned the unsuspecting groom to his office. Alex, unaware of who he was speaking to, groveled and flattered him. Mr. Adams promoted him to department head and told him to thank his wife for the good fortune. As the bewildered Alex left, the assistant announced another surprise. A world-famous designer, a business partner, was meeting turned out to be Lily. At that exact moment, the receptionist said a Miss Nelson was there to see him. Down at the front desk, Alex confronted Lily and mocked her for daring to show up at such a high-end company. He had no idea he was insulting the very designer his new career now depended on. Lily slapped her ex-fiancé, Alex, across the face after he crudely invited her to a hotel. He sneered that he was married to her stepsister and that Lily was nothing but a country girl. He called security to have her thrown out, but Lily calmly announced she was there to see the company's CEO. The man laughed and said the CEO would never meet a country bumpkin like her. In that instant, the CEO's assistant appeared, bowed to Lily, and said the CEO was waiting for her upstairs. Adams was in his office, giddy that the woman he had waited 18 years for had finally come. He frantically tidied his office and adjusted his clothes, desperate to make a perfect impression. When Lily entered, he confronted her with a broken heart, believing she had married another man. He confessed he had promoted her ex-fiancé as a wedding gift to her. Only then did Lily realize his mistake and quickly explain that her ex had married her stepsister.
没发烧啊，怎么胡言乱语呢？
七七，男女授受不亲，你这样，万一我把持不住怎么办？
什么把持不住啊，小屁孩儿！
The woman pushed him away and asked why he was so happy she wasn't married. He confessed that for years he'd stayed single, holding on to the hope that she would one day be his. She scoffed and said men lined up for her, but he stayed undeterred. She asked why he had promoted her ex-fiancé, and he admitted it was a misunderstanding because he thought it would make her happy. Realizing his mistake, she asked him to rescind the promotion and called her ex a scoundrel unworthy of it. He agreed immediately. She noticed his shirt was unbuttoned, and, worried he'd catch a cold, she buttoned it for him. He took the chance to ask a favor. He explained that his family was pressuring him to marry and that his grandfather's health was failing from the stress. He asked her to pretend to be his wife to calm the family and offered her $10 billion as payment. When she agreed, they returned to the living room where he introduced her to his stunned family as his future wife. His parents were confused because they believed she was already married. His childhood friend Jessica objected, claiming her rightful place. He coldly told Jessica that 18 years had passed and she needed to respect his choice. She then offered to check on his grandfather, revealing she had medical knowledge. As they entered the grandfather's room, he exploded with rage, convinced his grandson was making the family a laughingstock by not marrying his childhood friend. The grandfather clutched his chest and collapsed. The woman rushed to his side, introduced herself as the CEO's girlfriend, and assured them the family legacy was safe. The grandfather was shocked to learn she was the woman his grandson had waited for and fainted again when he realized she was unmarried. The woman ripped the $5 billion necklace from her stepsister's neck and declared she was taking back what rightfully belonged to her. Moments earlier, her ex-fiancé Alex and his family were celebrating his promotion, a gift from the powerful CEO who they believed was in love with the stepsister. But Lily knew the truth. The grandfather collapsed again, believing the rumors that Lily was already married. The jealous friend called Lily a jinx, but Lily calmly took control and used her medical know-how to stabilize the old man. She correctly diagnosed that his illness had started 10 years earlier, stunning the family. She promised to find a cure, while the childhood friend mocked her as a barefoot doctor from the countryside. Afterward, the CEO revealed he had sent a $5 billion necklace as a wedding gift, mistakenly believing Lily had married someone else. Lily was stunned to learn the gift had gone to her stepsister. She immediately went to her old home to reclaim what was hers. As Alex's family celebrated, Lily burst in. Her father and stepmother accused her of being crazy, but she snatched the necklace from her stepsister and announced she was the true Miss Nelson. At that instant, Alex's phone rang. His promotion had been revoked, and the family stared in disbelief. Alex, furious his promotion had been revoked, lunged at Lily and accused her of sabotaging his career by lying to the powerful CEO. Lily calmly explained that the $5 billion necklace had been mistakenly delivered to her stepsister, and she was just correcting the error. The family scoffed and called her a delusional country bumpkin. The stepsister taunted Lily, saying she would never marry a man better than Alex, let alone the CEO. Tired of their insults, Lily proposed a bet. If she lost, the necklace would stay with them, but if she won, their house would become her dowry. Her stepmother, confident in her daughter's position, eagerly agreed. Lily called the CEO, Mr. Adams, who immediately said he would come and set the matter straight. After half an hour with no sign of him, the family mocked her and prepared to throw her out. Then the CEO arrived with a procession of lavish gifts. He announced that he and Lily were to be married, and the family was left speechless.